In my head, our opponent had exactly 14. I was gonna get very, very, very pissed. But I think I'm fairly certain this is going to be enough. Once again, everything worked out perfectly. Even if we for some reason can't kill our opponent with all of this damage, check out because we have a bunch of creatures and 2 terror leads. I don't think this deck leads with a lot of board wipes. Maybe that wrath thing. Yeah, that's fine. As long as we don't really get any damage dealt to us, we're solid. Decline. I'm not gonna waste time with this. And there we go. That was fantastic. We still have 9 more triggers to go. How's it going, everyone? Welcome to another video on the channel. Today's video is another standard one, and we have a re-edition, a redo, a reimagination, I don't know, of the very famous, extremely used and overpowered Kavaero Mind Beaten / Bringer of the Last Gift combo reanimator deck. So this is the combo. I'm gonna put it right here so you guys can see it. Basically what you want to do is, in case you don't know or you just started playing this game, you can use cards like Cash Grab, Town Greeter, Oblivious Bookworm, Formidable Speaker as well, Awaken the Honored Death, Overlord of the Balemurk, and put things into the graveyard so that you can get hopefully to a point where you have Bringer of the Last Gift and Terror of the Peaks, and then you cast Kavaero, you copy Bringer of the Last Gift that's in your graveyard, and you get everything that's in there, every creature back, dealing 1,000,000 damage with Terror of the Peaks. If you have a Kavaero in the graveyard already because you milled so much stuff, the best thing you can do with the extra Kavaeros that you're gonna get, copy Terror of the Peaks over and over and over again. So that's brilliant, and that's legitimately all that is. Now we are with Lorwyn Eclipsed, so cards were added from that set. Formidable Speaker is a easy one to explain. Basically, you play it, you discard a card, fantastic, one thing to its favor already, and then you go into your library, search for any creature card, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle. Now, that's the downside, the fact that you reveal it, because there's a lot of stuff these days that can mess with your hand. For example, the seed. Your opponent might be playing the seed, a lot of people are, and if you go get, for example, a Kavaero because you already have Terror of the Peaks and Bringer of the Last Gift, blah blah, your opponent can just play the seed, take out the Kavaero, and you're back to square one because this is a one-time effect. So you either get more Formidable Speakers, or you have to draw it, or go get it with the Awaken the Honored Death after 3 turns, etc, etc, etc. Another one was the seat, which again, easy to understand why it's on this new list. You can mess up with your opponent's board and you can mess up with your opponent's hand, and if you get to pull off the combo and you have the seats in the graveyard, because you'll usually play it for the evoke cost, it will synergize perfectly with Terror of the Peaks, dealing a bunch of damage because it has 5 power. And then Moon Shadow, which is something that I don't see a lot of people playing here, but I think it makes all the sense. It's a 1-drop, you can play it on turn 1, and then since pretty much all you do is discard things and put things in the graveyard, and even with Undercity Sewers you can surveil and put things in the graveyard, you know what happens. This gets big fast. So that's pretty much the idea here, and you know, there really isn't a lot more to say. We're playing with 24 lands, we have all the pieces to the combo here, a bunch of stuff to put things in the graveyard. It lacks a little bit of early game interaction for sure. I say this in the final thoughts. I'll probably take out 2 Blooming Marshes because usually you only need like 4, maybe 5 lands to make this deck work in play, obviously. And I will add either a board wipe or like a Bitter Triumph, stuff like that. You know, try it out. Let me know what you guys think about this quote-unquote newish version of the deck. Probably a lot of people are playing it like this already. Apart from Moonshadow that I don't see that often here, I think this is pretty much the new list ever since Lorwyn came out, or something similar to this. Maybe one more bringer, one less whatever, but you get what I'm saying. So try it out. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. I always love knowing what you guys think. And yeah, man, let's get into some games. Okay, so FEG the Mighty is our first opponent on ranked. That is a terrible hand. This one is very slightly better. So I'll take out the Deceit for now, because I can go with the turn 1 Moonshadow and then Cavern of Souls, choose human, and see what to do from there. And immediately it's Izzet Lessons. Fantastic, brilliant, beautiful. You gotta love it. So let's go with human, right? That's what I said. I think this is the best call right now. I will attack. I have no reason not to. I will also draw. I'll take out that one because I will most likely try to play the human, the other Oblivious Bookworm, because right now we're missing land, we're missing the key aspects of our deck. So of our deck, I don't know why I said decked. Jesus Christ. I know this deck usually plays with at least one Hidden Quencher, but I could also go with this, make this bigger. Okay, so first I'm going to attack. Did I attack with both though? No, I'm going to attack with just the Moonshadow. Let's see if he tries to do some combat shenanigans. I'll try and cash grab. Okay, beautiful. Let's go with the Cavern of Souls to minimize our opponent's ability to block us, and we're gonna go with Elf now. Let's draw another land. I'll take out the other Oblivious Bookworm at this point, because in this situation we are already looking for the Kavaero. So, you know, we have cash grab and we have Formidable Speaker that we're gonna most likely be playing next turn, but we're gonna do the same thing that we did this turn. So we're gonna attack, see what our opponent does in response, and then we're gonna try and cash grab most likely. I need to check what's the best call here. Town Greeter, it's something. Moonshadow again. It's gonna double block? No, it's just gonna take. Yeah, I think it's time to go get a Kavaero, because I have no idea what the hell our opponent has. So I'll take out the Town Greeter because supposedly we're gonna get one from it. So I'll draw. Let's see, starting town. Don't really need that, and it's another permanent, so our Moonshadow gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And even if our opponent wipes the board right now, it's not like the greatest thing for him. He needs to take the Kavaero out of my hand for this to work out in his favor, because I'm gonna get a lot of stuff back. And again, I already have a 6/6 Moonshadow. I can attack with everything next turn and be chill about that, so that is fine, because I do not care. I will block with everything just to try and save a little bit of life, because Shadow of the Mistmourne. I will not block with the Oblivious Bookworm actually. I will take that one out, because without the Terror of the Peaks, it's kind of like, it's not a mute point, but it's a little bit unnecessary. to do all of that. I don't think I will die, so I think I'll just pass turn. I'll draw the, let's see. Okay, I'll take that one out. It's another very good one, but our opponent needs to deal with the Moon Shadow or something. He needs to deal with 2 Kavaeros in our hand. He knows about one. We're gonna cash grab, try to see if we can get something. A Terror of the Peaks in the graveyard, for example. We are on 17 life, which, you know, it's not fantastic, but it's not the worst thing. Right now our opponent is only, quote unquote, dealing 6 damage. Obviously he's going to draw more things, so he's definitely going to be dealing more than 6, but he only has 1 more land. Okay, so he can deal 8 damage. That is if he attacks with everything he has, which I doubt he will, because if he does, he's definitely dead. So we'll take the 8. There's no point not to. Now we'll crash grab, see if we can get a Terror of the Peaks. We could not. I'll take a forest, who cares? The game is over, so I'm just going to attack and win. So the deck worked out pretty well. It wasn't like the cleanest win. Sorry if you're hearing pounding or whatever, but someone decided to just now, the whole afternoon, silence, just now, starting to hammer stuff, whatever. You know, we didn't really need Kavaero, we didn't really need to get the Bringer of the Last Gift, and that's exactly why I chose to put Moonshadow on the deck, because since we are putting so many cards in the graveyard, we will eventually get a 7/7, and as you can see, it took like what, 4 turns or whatever to make this into a 7/7. We didn't take 7 turns for sure. Pretty decent against one of the best decks right now, so let's get into another one. So after our first game, we got a loss against a mono red, the Callous Sword. Kind of screwed us, but this hand is very good. Let's see. Let's see. So let's hope we can get back on our winning ways. We were actually on a pretty decent run, to be completely honest. To be fair, I think I'm going to Town Greeter right now. I think that's best. Yep, I'll definitely take another land. We don't have any blue, but Cavern of Souls will give us that. But I can go with Gloomlake Verge, no worries, and attack. So my fear now, I would love a deceit. My fear now is that our opponent will have Strategic Betrayal or something like that. So I will go with that and that. Okay, shoot the Sheriff. This might be like just quote unquote. I will have to draw, obviously. This is kind of weird because I kind of want to take out Starting Town. Yeah, I will. I'm not comfortable putting the Bringer of the Last Gift out before knowing, on the graveyard I mean, before knowing what our opponent is playing with. Okay, that still doesn't mean our opponent doesn't have, so I'll go with the human, not hero. And I'll play the Awaken of the Honored Dead, which is going to be fantastic because if our opponent has something, he's definitely going to play it next turn. Okay, I will actually now take out the Terror of the Peaks. It's not as scary, I think. Or at least I believe that's what our opponent thinks. Okay, the rest, non-creature, non-land. So I have everything I need, my guys. So it's on you to Strategic Betrayal or not. Or not. Okay, so I guess we'll attack and Kavaero, the bringer, because right now we have Formidable Speaker, Bringer, Terror, Moon Shadow. That should be more than enough. Yeah, we win this game. So this was decent. We're gonna go Bringer of the Last Gift, destroy the Town Greeter, does not matter at all, and then we will go to the face. Pretty sure more than 11 to the face with Terror of the Peaks coming in. Where is it? Why did everything just okay, so everything just disappeared, but we had Terror of the Peaks, we had the Formidable Speaker, and one or two more creatures, I don't know. So that would be more than enough. All good there, can't really complain. Let's get into another one. So Lockmurf is our opponent right now. Let's see. Hopefully the deck will work out. Been good so far, so just kind of need to hopefully carry on with it. I do not have any green. I can try and go get it with the Undercity Sewers. I can hold things off a little with the seat, but I don't think this is a great hand. I like this one much better because I can Town Greeter turn 2, get a land, hopefully. So I'll keep 6, I'll take out the Moon Shadow, and yes, I know how crazy that sounds, man. Taking out a Moon Shadow is redonkulous. And yes, I just said redonkulous. I don't know, man. See, we got the Moon Shadow right back. You guys worry about nothing. Nothing. Yeah, we got another land, which is not like the best one, but it's also not the worst. So there's that, you know. We could use like a swamp or something. Starting town, I can take a starting town, multiversal passage, Watery Grave, Blooming Marsh. I'll take a Blooming Marsh as well. Let's Awaken the Honored Death on the cup, obviously. There is not a lot our opponent can do right now, and we will just pass turn after, no attacks. So we kinda have a lot of things already. I would feel much better with the Cavern of Souls, but let's see. Moon Shadow is coming in next turn. Another cub maybe? Let's see. Overlord. Yeah, not a fan. Don't like that. Okay. So we can Moon Shadow and then Formidable Speaker. We will at least have some blockers. Hopefully. Let me see. What should we go get? Maybe the seat, no? Because we already have a lot of stuff on the graveyard, so I always like to get an Oblivious Bookworm. That's also true. Yeah, I'm gonna go get the seat though. So I'm gonna keep everything back to block. Let's see if our opponent goes crazy with something, or I can sense something crazy happening. He right now has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana available. We can block 2 and leave the Moon Shadow back maybe, just to see what's up. He's just gonna attack with that. I'm just gonna block there and see what our opponent does. Maybe he gives trample or something. Like a Cavern of Souls and we win. If we don't get the Cavern of Souls, we're gonna put the seat down for 2 black. We can also discard it. Forgot about that. Okay, another Mold Tender. Because this plays with blue, you know, so I don't really trust that it won't have a counter. Oh, that's beautiful. Okay, so buy the seat. we go with we're gonna go get the swamp just to be funny. This can also have like the Shiniest Tidewinder, which would be mental. We go with human, and we're gonna go with Kavaero. And now let's see what our opponent does, because it's kind of crazy. Okay, Meringue River Regent, Bringer of Last Gift, and we win based on the Terror of the Peaks alone. But let's go get another Terror of the Peaks just for shits and giggles, like the kids say. And I'm fairly certain this is going to be enough, but we're gonna do this for as long as needed, and we wouldn't need that long, I mean, to get the final win. Well, not the final win, I don't know what the hell I'm saying, it's very late, but to get the win, you know. Pretty decent game. The Cavern of Souls came in clutch, we got the win, very happy. Let's get into another one. Okay, 3 wins bagged. Let's see if Zulu the Brilliant with Hang as his avatar. I can keep this. It's not fantastic, but it's not terrible either. We have ways of putting stuff in the graveyard. We have ways of getting stuff out of the graveyard, so we'll see. Depending on what our opponent plays, obviously, this might be a great one. I'm going to keep the Formidable Speaker because it can also be very helpful for us. Well, I'm feeling... let's go with human. I'm feeling very... Badger Molly. That's what I'm thinking. We had to go with the starting town so we could get all the colors. Okay, so it's an ally deck. That's fine by me. I don't really see an issue with that. 2 Kavaeros is insane, but at least we have 1 in hand now. So now we just gotta find a way of getting Terror of the Peaks and what's the other one? Bringer of Last Gift in the graveyard, which should be somewhat easy. Okay, so our opponent has 2 mana left and Earth King's Lieutenant. I'm gonna take out the Great Divide Guide with the Awaken the Honored Death. I think that's the best play here. We gotta remember we still have a Town Greeter that we can use as a blocker, right? And I think next turn I might just Overlord again, because we definitely need, so I'm gonna block there, obviously. Okay, Moonshadow is also good. 3 lands, that's insane, man. So I'll go with Moonshadow. I'll do this first, let's see what we get. Okay, we actually got both in the graveyard, so I'm gonna need a new blocker. We have Cavern of Souls, I can pay 2, play the Town Greeter. I think that's the thing here, because I will definitely need a new blocker. So let's see if we can survive another turn, because if we do, we most likely win the game. So right now I don't care if our creatures survive or not. Our opponent is dealing 9 damage at this point in time. 10. That's crazy. Okay. If we survive, it's not gonna be for a for a lot. So, oh, don't tell me my opponent has exactly 4, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, so I take that, 4, 8, 11. I was doing the math incorrectly, I think. So in my head, no, I don't care about that. In my head, our opponent had exactly 14. I was gonna get very, very, very pissed. But I think I'm fairly certain this is going to be enough. Once again, everything worked out perfectly. Even if we for some reason can't kill our opponent with all of this damage, which I doubt because we have a bunch of creatures and 2 Terror of the Peaks, I don't think this deck plays with a lot of board wipes. Maybe that Wrath thing. Yeah, that's fine. As long as we don't really get any damage dealt to us, we're solid. Decline. I'm not gonna waste time with this. And there we go. That was fantastic. We still have 9 more triggers to go. That was very, very, very solid again. We have, I think, 4 good games already, so I don't know how many more I'll play, but this one was Kavaero, Reanimator, whatever you want to call it deck. You have 1 Kavaero in the graveyard, 1 Terror, 1 Bringer. You play a Kavaero, copy the Bringer of the Last Gift. With the other Kavaero, you copy the Terror of the Peaks, and you know, those cards alone usually are more than enough. That was crazy. We went to 3 life and our opponent had, what, 25? He got to -3 with still 9 triggers to go, 8 of them with damage, so pretty crazy. Let's see what happens next. So, Big Fudge is our next opponent and he's the one standing between us and that sweet, sweet rank up. I like this hand, let's see. I just noticed that every time I say that, games don't go according to plan, so I have the hiccups for some reason. Let's see if that brings good luck. So we're gonna start with, I would say a starting town, but I guess I'll go with a multiversal passage, pay 2 life, Moonshadow, and then turn 2 Town Greeter, depending on what we draw and what we see from our opponents as well. Like, okay, so we see the Dimir, Moonshadow. Nice. Yeah, why not? I think this might be a mirror match actually. So Terror of the Peaks is there. I'm gonna go get a forest because we already have a starting town. Next turn will most likely Cavern of Souls for blue. And we will... Oh, I know what this is. I brought this deck. I'm not saying the person is copying me. I'm just saying that I brought this deck to the channel. So there's that. Great deck. I had a lot of fun playing with it. So definitely put the Bringer there. And next turn we can go Formidable Speaker and try and get the Kavaero in hand. But let's see. Because our opponent might do something crazy. So he's gonna copy. Right? Yeah, he's gonna copy the Abhorrent Oculus, which is fine by me. We could draw the what's it called? Ooh, an Overlord is also very good. We could draw the Kavaero just by itself as well, but we are still in good health, but I think I'm not gonna risk it. I don't know what our opponent has in hand, which is kind of scary, you know, but I think we're gonna have to try it. And sure, I can attack with that one. Okay, our opponent is only with 8 life right now. I'll take out the Overlord because we might want to use the Awaken the Honored Death to take out the Abhorrent Oculus, because or we just get the win. Either or, I'm fine with that. Very happy. Finally got the rank up. This was a hell of a journey with this deck, but I love this deck, man. Honestly, it's a fantastic deck. It's so much fun. You get to see so many triggers, just crazy stuff, but super happy with the rank up. Let's get into the final thoughts. So, final thoughts, everyone. I really love this deck, man. Really, honestly, like, it's my favorite deck probably of the whole, let's call it season, you know, last couple of sets. This is definitely a fantastic deck. It's very fun to play with, is annoying as hell to play against because we all know what the deck wants to do. Kavaero is a fantastic card, or Superior Spider-Man, or whatever it's called. I don't even know, like, no one really cared about the Spider-Man set, but whatever. Apart from Kavaero, Mind Beaten, Terror of the Peaks, and Bringer of the Last Gift, obviously, because this is the central combo of the deck. For me, the MVP of the deck is definitely Oblivious Bookworm, and I say this because this card gives you so much value. Like, at the end of each end step, you can choose to draw cards, you can put whatever you want in the graveyard. It's really a great card in this deck. As for new cards, like I said in the intro, you only have 3, which is Moonshadow, Formidable Speaker, and the Seat. Formidable Speaker is just obvious, you can go get whatever you want, but one thing I notice is that usually you play Formidable Speaker, you go get one of the parts of the combo, usually that's what makes the most sense, but you will only really use it the turn after, because even though we play with 24 lands, as you can see, we rarely, unless the game just gives us a bunch of mana and we are completely mana flooded and we still are in the game somehow, we rarely have more than 4, 5, 6 mana maybe. So if you play this that costs 3, then the only thing you can do is either go get something that's cheaper that can help you put things in the graveyard or whatever, or destroy things, whatever it is, or you go get one of the pieces of the puzzle, one of the pieces of the combo, and just wait. That's pretty much it. You gotta wait another turn to play it, and then your opponent might have Strategic Betrayal, might have the Seat, might have something to mess with your hand, with your graveyard, whatever, and it might be too late. So even though I think this is great, it's a really good card for sure, I do not think it's extremely necessary here. I like Moonshadow, which is something that I don't really see a lot of people playing in a Reanimator deck because it just costs 1, so it doesn't even, like, it synergizes with the rest in the sense that you are putting a lot of stuff in the graveyard, so this gets big quick. But when it hits with the Terror of the Peaks, it does not really hit that hard for some reason. You know, a lot of people don't use it, but I really think this is a good addition. I thought about it, I put it, it works. The Seat is obvious. You can early game just evoke this card and try and control your opponent's board, either by returning a target non-land permanent to its owner's end, might be one of yours as well, but usually you'll go with your opponent, or just by looking at their hand and you know, making them discard a card that can mess with your plans, with your combo. Let me put the combo right there. So that was basically it, guys. The rest is the regular Reanimator, Kavaero, Bringer of the Last Gift combo shell. I would most likely take out 2 Blooming Marshes and put a little bit more early game interaction, like Bitter Triumph, for example, that can help you discard or something like that. Cash Grab is also good, but there's probably better things. The best thing that this does is the fact that you can put also a land card in your hand, but it's only from the cards you mill with it, so you might hit it, you might not. Same with Town Greeter, but at least Town Greeter is a creature, so it kinda synergizes with the rest, but this is an instant, so they both have their strengths. Either way, this is the deck, guys. Very good, very strong deck. Took me a while to get this rank up, but maybe I'm just distracted this week, so apologies for the lack of videos as well. I'm gonna try and bring an All Out Brawl, at least one All Out Brawl video until the end of the week. If I don't get the All Out Brawl 30 out, I will try and get another standard video until the end of the week, but you know, I have some other things brewing here, so we'll talk about that later, in a later day, in another video. So anyway, stop ranting, tap. let's get to the end of this video. Thank you very much for all the support. 335 subs, fantastic. Really enjoying your support. Thank you very much. Really enjoy making videos, so that helps out a ton, especially if considering I have ADD. So you know, it's that dopamine feels good. But our next goal is still 350 subs. We're almost there, 15 away. Fantastic. And yeah, this was the video. Really hope you guys enjoyed it. Try out this quote-unquote new reanimator deck until the end of the season. It's almost over, so try it out. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know if there's any Lorwyn cards that I missed that could perfectly get into this deck. And yeah, I'll see you on the next one.